Some developments today with Chelsea Football Club releasing a statement about their old coach, Enzo Maresca, saying, quote, Chelsea appreciates the 2025-26 season was a hugely disappointing one for the club and its supporters. A major contributing factor was the disruption caused as a result of the changes that the club was forced to make to the head coach position. In December 2025, our head coach unexpectedly and abruptly resigned from his position. In Xabi Alonso, we have a manager who has an exceptional football mind and is a professional of the highest integrity. Enzo Maresca would then respond to that statement by Chelsea saying, quote, my resignation from Chelsea opened a path for me to join Manchester City. I recognise that my departure from Chelsea in the middle of the season caused disruption for the club and I apologise for that. It was neither my intention nor my wish. Frank Leboeuf, Chelsea legend, your response.
My response is that we should see the response and the answer from Maresca, because the first sentence is wrong. It's what you call
white lie.
Exactly. No. He didn't open a path. The Chelsea decision didn't open a path. It was his decision to leave Manchester City, and so to leave Chelsea to go to Manchester City because he had an offer from Manchester City. So I think Chelsea's are absolutely right to make that statement and to make to explain what really happened. And that's not at all Chelsea's fault. And I think by saying that they appreciate the highest integrity of Xabi Alonso, it says a lot of what the board thinks about Maresca.
Why were they right to make that statement? Can you dive deeper on that? What if they didn't make this statement? Would it just add, this cloudy kind of discussion around why exactly it happened? Well,
yeah, because and even myself, I wasn't aware of everything, and I thought that it was kind of an agreement between Maresca and Chelsea because the results weren't there. So you say, okay, you can go. Oh, maybe I have a Manchester City. Okay, you can try mutual consentment, and I thought it was like that, and it's why Maresca left. I didn't know that was Maresca's decision to drop Chelsea and to go to Manchester City. I think it's absolutely unfair. It's only fair for Chelsea to explain to their fans and to the world what really happened in that story.
The way I took it and the way I heard about it at the time was Maresca went to the board and said, will you allow me? I've got a chance to go to Man City. They didn't appreciate and didn't like that.
It's Chelsea Football Club we're talking about.
Of course it is.
This is mind-boggling to me.
But then off the back of that, he then caused another storm where he criticised the hierarchy and the doctors for meddling in the football. So it was almost like he was trying to be honest to the hierarchy, saying, I would like to go to Man City or I would like to talk to Man City. And they went, no, you'll be in breach of your contract. You are Chelsea manager. Now the follow-on is they've both made statements. The compensation's about 17 million that Man City have paid Chelsea. It shows you how much they value him because he was the coach under Pep when they won the treble. So from the outside, people might look at it, will think after Pep it's going to be a tough job, and obviously it is. But it tells you how highly regarded that inside of Man City, how much they rate the job that he done when he was there as a coach.
Yeah, but this is noise that Manchester City certainly won't want around this time, isn't it?
No, I mean, listen, it's modern day football. It's like, you'd be better off not saying anything. But Chelsea have made the statement, so then either Maresca or Man City have got to respond. That's just how the world is these days. It'll be fish and chip paper tomorrow. Everyone will forget the statement. It's a talking point, absolutely, because the words, like Frank said, when they mention integrity, as if to say Xabi Alonso's got that. Maresca hasn't. It's a tiny little dig.
Tackle from behind.
On the way. Yellow card, red card?
No, play on.
We're used to seeing this with footballers. It's rare that we come across a situation like this, especially in the Premier League with two top teams, isn't it?
Yeah.
He left Chelsea at a time when Chelsea weren't doing poorly at all. I was stunned to see Maresca leave the football club. Post-Maresca, Chelsea, not good. The games, 19 before, 19 after. As you can see, the goals, 4 goals against. They conceded so many, finishing 10th in the Premier League.
He's left in high regard, though, from the Chelsea fans, because when they made the move for Liam Rosenior, it was off the back of having the job at Strasbourg and being under that sort of umbrella. It was like the job at the time was a little bit too much for Liam, and the Chelsea fans understood what Maresca was trying to do, because he was trying to push back and fight back on the board making young signings and bringing loads of young players into the football club, then saying to the head coach, go and manage these lads. You can't, it's impossible, you need experience. So Xabi Alonso has been through the door a few days. First signing, Granit Xhaka he wants to try and sign from Sunderland, an experienced head.
Straight.
So Maresca's probably gone to the board. Listen, we need experienced players. I've sat in this show and I've worked at home thinking, I'm watching the young defenders. They need the Frank Leboeuf. They need the Desailly to look after these young players. But they've constantly gone in a young direction and it didn't pay off. So now they've got a manager in Xabi Alonso, which Maresca was trying to do, that's going to push back the hierarchy and say, no, give me the players that I want. Whether it's young, medium or experienced, let me decide.
He's not a coach, Xabi Alonso. He's a manager. It's written on his contract. And I always say, if he has the control of everything, meaning recruitments, he might be able to do something. And I'm not surprised that he was looking for Granit Xhaka. He saw what Granit was able to do for Leverkusen, what he was able to do for Sunderland this season. And Chelsea, even if they have Caicedo, they need somebody on top of that who can be the real leader of that team and shows the right direction. And with what happened after with Maresca and Liam Rosinho, they need stability. They need to work on the right way, on the right path to make sure that it's going to work and the Chelsea can come back as strong as they were before.
And they need to work in getting the fans back on side again. Because I think there's been a disjoint between Chelsea fans and hierarchy now for 18 months.
Yeah, why did that start?
Longer. Well, it started with Egbali, and it started with the owners spending copious amounts of millions, billions, if you like, and not really improving what Chelsea are all about. He played for them. I've played against Chelsea a million times, and their DNA, especially at Stamford Bridge, has been a team that run all over you. Chelsea in the last 2 years have turned, and Maresca's a little bit guilty of that, being a little bit slow and one-paced. That's not how Chelsea play at the Bridge. That's not what the Chelsea fans can latch on to.
Yeah. Chelsea is the club who won the most silverware in the past 2 decades, I think, something like that. With my friends Zola, Di Matteo, Vialli, Gullit, Petrescu and others, we created the basics of the new Chelsea from 96 to 2002 when Abramovich came and allowed Chelsea to become bigger with the Drogba, Lampard, Terry and some others. And it's when they started to win everything. And then in 2020 maybe, that trading business came on and we forgot the basics. And the basics is you mixed young players coming from the academy or coming from like Lampard, from a good club like West Ham and being able to help Chelsea with experienced players. When I came, I was already 28, I think, 28. Yeah. Zola was over 30, Vialli was over 30, Gullit as well, Steve Clark had some years as well, and we brought something to help the youth to become better. But the young players, they don't have any idea what they have to do.
Well, you don't as a young player, you don't. Well, that strap there when you say Chelsea blame Maresca departure for a disappointing season, that's a bit wild in my opinion. Can't just say Chelsea's disappointing season was because you lost a manager. You've lost a good one. But it was...
But it derailed. It absolutely derailed momentum. Can you imagine behind the scenes, though, what the players were talking like?
Well, that's a whole new debate.
So why would Manchester City now be on the right track with a coach like this that was happy to leave a club mid-season?
Because they know what Maresca was like when he was there, when they won the treble under Pep. They know what he's like. They understand, having worked with him for quite a period of time, what he wanted as a coach, how much he helped Pep. They thought and think now that he's the man to go on from Pep because it's quite similar. It's going to be a hard job, don't get me wrong. But on the flip side of it, depends how you look at it. We talk when a club loses an Arsene Wenger or it loses a top manager, Alex Ferguson, and you lose Guardiola. We all sit here and we go, it's nigh on impossible. And it is. On the flip side of that, if he has this team playing a different way, you might see the best of Erling Haaland. Better version of Erling Haaland, scoring more goals, a better version than Phil Foden. It might just, because from what we hear about Pep, the best that's ever managed in the game, he's very, very intense, and he's very intense. The players might just enjoy having that little bit of freedom, and you might see the best of Phil Foden. It's going to be hard, don't get me wrong. I'm just trying to sell it to Man City fans. It might not be the end of the world.
It's going to be uncertainty everywhere, and the question marks, of course, because, as you mentioned, after Sir Alex Ferguson, after Arsene Wenger, those two clubs, Manchester United and Arsenal, when nowhere near their performances that they had before. And we see Liverpool with Jurgen Klopp, so is still is also there is also question marks, and it's always like that after, especially when a coach stayed a long time. So we don't have answers. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know how the player is going to respond to Enzo Maresca's orders, let's say, and we'll see, because with that new generation, it's not easy for coaches.
It feels as though Chelsea have done well getting Xabi Alonso off the back of Maresca and Moutinho.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's more questions about the integrity of Enzo Maresca.
But even the playing style as well, because if they do play 4 at the back or 3 at the back, he will be allowed to coach. And I can imagine Chelsea being a better team this season.